right. Our minds contorted to what's ordered. No more nature, just nurture. They got the news askew and use the paper to perjure. A molded reality, causing tainted tradition. A list of twisted priorities, even fate is conditioned. Pocket profits are our blinders, so we don't see life. We see the 10-year plan, the sedan and trophy wife. Mostly trifling, selfish, sketchy, seedy, shady behavior. The dollar says in God we trust, so promptly lust for your savior. Forget streams and get the means that you're settling for. It's kinda scary, monetary is our devil and lord. The job's to tell you how it is, so now business is booming. The ways of old aren't paved with gold, the new missions improving. So I identify the vile liar, buyer beware, and let midnight pass the eyes that were prior there. Excessive belief in one's own abilities leads a conceit to a world of make-believe. The disobedient of religious or moral law will find themselves in a court of the highest law. Base, down to another level, treble that they'll never understand. Forgive this man, a common man, searching through the promised land, trying to find his peace of mind, looking for his moment to shine. Pride, don't try to figure out why. Pride always hides when you need him around. Now, he's gone out to the other side of town. Why? Because she was afflicted, I mean addicted to the big kid. She didn't care if he'd wear a spare. The rubber prick lid, she didn't realize the chances enhanced. Now like the sick did, so she stepped up to the crap table of life and placed a tricks bit. Then snake eyes in disguise decides to step up to the slut with plans of manipulating the hands and busting glands on her gut. But what whore would make sure before descending to the floor, if Monsieur was gonna score, he better not have no funky sores. After an inspection, any detection of an infection he lacked, with no protection on his erection, he attacked in the back. He rolls into a colon in this whack act of eroticism, and she knows his Slim Jim in a thin rim gives him a lot of jism. Finally he steps back and whacks as she catches flack from his sack. His load flowed like waves in the caves of the crack. Black, yellow, or red, AIDS kills everyone dead. If this prize nourishes our demise, consider this bitch excessive belief in one's own abilities leads us unseen to a world of make-believe. The disobedient of religious or moral law will find themselves in a court of the highest law. Base, down to another level, treble that they'll never understand. Forgive this man, a common man, searching through the promised land, trying to find some peace of mind, looking for his moment to shine. Say you give it a break. We're the land of the free and the home of the plenty. We're the fattest in the world. Can we battle this already? Fat kids on Atkins, there's always an easy way out. But the more you take in, the more you take in, and that's just what they want. Consume this so you can still consume that. They're clutching us, no one's touching us. Unlimited smash. Flip the page for the next so sin. We'll feel the rage, tear, destroy, maim, inflame, explode, reload, blast, bomb, smash, slash, gas, flesh, stress, compress, peace, release, and cuts, bludgeon, abrasions. Sever in size, passion, confidence, control. I don't want a solution, I want a gaping hole. My hate is stronger than me, that much is true, but it knows that I'm much stronger than you. To tear your sides and rip your skin, to paralyze. Listen, we always want another when we don't realize the other grass is always greener when we got green eyes. And even the jealous shouldn't feel surprised. We'll read to lust, the pride, the seven senses still tied. obsession, belief in one's own abilities leads to conceding to a world of make-believe. The disobedient of religious or moral law will find themselves in a court of the highest law. Bass, down to another level, trouble that they'll never understand. Forgive this man, a common man, searching through the promised land, trying to find some peace of mind, looking for his moment to shine. Please, I beg of you, my sweet atrophy, have me dragged into the stagnance and feel glad to be. Lack of motion has a notion of your warm waves, meant to soothe us to bed, this time in more calm graves. Let me stay stillborn, but in a state still be, and steadily kill the time that kills me. And since my heart's still racing, let this showdown begin.